All right, greetings all. This is Persley. And today we're going over using the human givens approach in counseling. So, my take on counseling is that it is all about assisting clients in self repair. And when it comes to cognitions, not everybody processes things the same way. Our interpretations have significant gravity on the outcomes at times for clients. See, people don't think, sometimes they react. Again, people don't think, sometimes they react. See, their reaction stems from an emotion that they were not aware of, or an emotion they couldn't manage during the time. This type of therapy promotes self-awareness and mindfulness, which helps in creating change in the mind as well as with the behaviors for the clients, the givens and the drivers of human nature. Now, some of the things that I want to go over briefly is the fact that three areas that we're looking at when it comes to human givens. We're looking at innate needs, we're looking at innate resources, and also the acronym that I like to call RIGAR, which is rapport building, information gathering, goal setting, accessing clients, agreeing to strategies, and rehearsing. Pretty much, it's how therapy sessions are conducted. And I'll go into that in just a little bit. When we are talking about innate needs, these are the needs that we should be capable of providing for ourselves as a baby. When we talk about innate needs, these are the capabilities that humans are born with, or their needs that humans need to have from birth. Um, there's a list of these needs, if you will, that exists, which is security, attention, sense of autonomy and control, emotional intimacy, feeling part of a community, privacy, sense of competence and achievement, meaning and purpose, and sense of status within a social grouping. Won't go into those at all today. That's what a person who's listening to this could do research on and find out how it relates to them. In regards to the innate resources, resources are the tools that we use to address one of those areas or several of those areas. I just don't recommend addressing them all at once. It could be overwhelming. But some of the tools that we're going to use to assist would be your memory, would be building rapport, would be your imagination, instincts and emotions, a rational mind, observing self, a metaphorical mind, and a dream brain. One of my favorites, but I digress on that. Last but not least, and as I said before, is how therapy sessions are conducted and RIGAR. Please, before engaging into the therapy, research those things, create your own philosophical paradigm as to how it relates to you. There are three proposed reasons a need is not being met. One, one's environment is toxic and they don't get their needs met like that. Two, is either damage to the hardware. And what that means is that body is damaged, brain is damaged, mind, damaged. Your ability to comprehend, or the ability to be able to process things. Three is if there's a lack of knowledge on how to cope or on how to imagine for problem solving rather than imagining for worrying, and creating a sounding board, or basically creating friendships. If those needs are not being met, usually people will have some level of dysfunction. These dynamics will cause emotions to become unstable and fluctuate. And because of these different dynamics, it should be understood emotion precedes reason and perception. Thus, our reason for using the human givens approach. Um, they propose this format called APET, okay, and that acronym stands for activating event, pattern matching, emotions, and thoughts. Now, this is very similar to REBT in regards to its structure, but what I like about REBT is that it's geared towards addressing individuals who have extreme, I don't say extreme, but they have these irrational beliefs that give them consequences that they finally get to a place that they're not willing to accept and deal with. So they dispute and challenge these beliefs to come up with more rational beliefs, and as a result will give them healthier consequences and character development change. All right. That's for a certain population. Human givens can be used with and for anybody. This is for individuals who haven't had a rational belief per se. This is about people who have circumstances or situations that they want to overcome. And I think maybe it'll make a little bit more sense once I go over the acronym of APET. So let me give you an example of the dialogue that takes place when providing a session. For one, activating event. So tell me what happened. What motivated you to come into treatment today or into therapy today? 2, pattern matching. Well, can you tell me about some times where something like this has happened before in the past? Have you ever acted out like this before? 3 are the emotions. If you could give me one emotion to describe what you are feeling or felt, what would it be? And last is thoughts. How would you like this situation or circumstance to be different? So in regards to using that diagram or using that APET, these are, and it's not a script, but these are the questions that I would ask related to it, which leads us into how a therapy session is facilitated. Now, when I use the acronym RIGAR, again, the first APET is going to be used in rapport building. Between that first session and the second session, I am not only gathering information from the first session, but I'm gathering more information and getting them to elaborate or expound on some of the stuff that we talked about. The next session, at the end of the second session, we should start talking about goal setting. But then that will lead us into the third session, and we're going to talk about what we want to be able to get out of treatment and what will successful therapy look like. And we will talk about the progress that they've made from the first day that they came to treatment. The A is, of course, accessing the personal strengths that have happened on a daily basis that we're going to incorporate into the things that they're having an issue with. Agreeing to the strategy of the treatment is something that they go over once they sign the treatment plan. But what we want to do is we just want to have a conversation about how they are staying on task to what they agreed to in the start of the treatment in regards to the therapy goals. So that way that they can see forward progress. And then last, of course, is rehearsing success. Now, this is not necessarily a termination session, but what it is allowing us to go back and reevaluate and seeing, do we need to gather more information? Do we need to go into setting more goals? How have they been progressing on the different treatment objectives that we have put in place? But that, in a nutshell, is the innate needs, the innate resources, and how a therapy session is conducted when it comes to using the human givens approach. All right, and there we have it. I hope you were able to enjoy the video. There's a lot of great information out there on this particular theory. You have to find the one that works for you. That one in particular helps me be the best me, or the best counselor I can be, providing services to the clients. Again, feel free if you have any questions or need more information. At the end of the video, I'm going to post up ways to get in contact with me via social media. You can also get in contact with me via how you're watching this video, if you will. Until next time, peace.